ABC 10 News starts now with breaking news.
That breaking news, gunshots ringing out in the busy Gaslamp district. A man is now dead after being hit and rushed to the hospital. Our photojournalist Paul Anderegg is live in our 10 News breaking news tracker. So Paul, we understand police have now swarmed 5th Street.
Yeah, this is the intersection of 5th and E Street here in the Gaslamp. You can see this is what the situation looks like now. All the roads are closed off, a block in every direction. Let's go to some video of what this looked like about half an hour ago when we first arrived. Now, we did hear that man was shot in the back. He was transported to an area hospital where we learned just moments ago that he did die at the hospital. So this is now a homicide scene. Police told us earlier that they're looking for one suspect, possibly a companion with that suspect. They're still trying to work with some witnesses to get a better description and find out what the motive was. They couldn't tell us if there was any sort of altercation or argument. They're also checking surveillance tape here, but the Gaslamp here, 5th and E, in a block in every direction will be shut down for the rest of the night. So we're going to go ahead and clear here. We're hearing there was another shooting in Claremont where a car actually crashed into the front of a fire station into the bushes with a victim that's also been shot. So we're going to head up there. We're going to try to bring you that live shot coming up here on 10 News at 11.
All right, we'll check back in with you. Thank you, Paul. Many restaurants are making the move outdoors as new COVID-19 related restrictions are set to take effect this weekend. Many restaurants looking for outdoor heaters are having a hard time finding them. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. We have team coverage tonight of the looming restrictions and the impacts this will have on our businesses. Our ABC 10 News reporter Anthony Purra spoke to a supplier about the demand and the backlog of outdoor heaters.
It is cold outside and restaurant owners are looking for ways to make their outdoor dining areas more comfortable. And for many restaurants, that means getting outdoor heaters. And for those that already have some, they want more. The heaters were running full force at Sisters Pizza in Hillcrest, warming customers as they dined outdoors.
We never reopened our indoors because our indoor seating is only about 25 people. Didn't really make sense for us to open up at just 25% capacity. And furthermore, we really just wanted to keep our guests and our staff as safe as possible.
Owner Emily Greenlake knows outdoor dining will soon be the norm as San Diego County prepares for new purple tier restrictions starting Saturday, forcing restaurants to close their indoor dining areas. Sisters Pizza has 4 heaters for customers outside, and more are on the way.
We ordered 2 more from Amazon about 3 weeks ago. They're due to be delivered any day now.
She says they ordered one of the last ones. The demand was high.
We paid about 4 times the price that we paid for our original space heaters.
Everyone needs more patio heaters. People who already have some need more. People who don't have any need some. And I've been really popular.
Eddie Essie is with Premier Patio Heating in Oceanside. They rent out outdoor heaters, but right now they're out. They recently rolled out a waitlist feature on their website. The backlog, currently about 200 orders from restaurants and hotels. Anyone looking to get a heater from them now has about a 6-week wait.
I'm saying 6 weeks. Honestly, I think that's a little optimistic. Realistically, I don't expect my supply chain to be where I want it to be until March or April.
Emily says other restaurant owners shouldn't give up and keep looking for them. She believes the heaters will be very important in the weeks and months ahead.
Now the space heaters are really what it's all about, keeping people wanting to come back to your spot or keeping them there for that second glass of wine or for that dessert. And all of those extras are what are keeping businesses afloat right now.
Anthony Purra, ABC 10 News.
Here are the latest numbers. The county announced 620 new cases today. It's a single-day record, bringing our total to more than 62,000. There were no new deaths reported today. That number remains at 918.
It's doing more harm to our community than the actual COVID itself.
Business owners in San Ysidro say falling into the purple tier is just another setback. Most of the region's customers are from Mexico, unable to cross because of border restrictions because of the pandemic. Our ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo shows us how businesses are now adapting.
Roughly 100 businesses have permanently closed in San Ysidro since the start of the pandemic, and the chamber worries there could be more. Just about a mile from the U.S.-Mexico border in San Ysidro is Tuétano Taqueria, a trendy taco shop famous for its tacos with a side of bone marrow, recently honored by making the Michelin Guide. Now they're getting ready to close again, going back to takeout only.
small business trying to survive this pandemic and then pound another lockdown. So it's hard. It's hard, to be honest. But
Fernando Covarrubias owns the business with his wife, Chef Priscilla. During the first closure, they had to lay off their employees and run the business themselves.
all the prices went up and everything, on the meat, on containers, and everything went up, right? Our prices stayed the same.
The San Ysidro Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Jason Wells says the border region has been devastated.
We've never really been able to reopen again with those border restrictions. 90 percentile of our customers are not able to get to us.
The port closed to tourist travel, only open for essential reasons. Roughly 95% of customers coming from Mexico.
And then if they weren't to have a holiday season because of these border restrictions, that we're talking about, the complete closure, never coming back again of hundreds of businesses.
Many businesses making most of their profits during the holidays. Adding in the purple tier restrictions, Wells worries more businesses will disappear. Covarrubias and his wife are working to open another cafe in National City and have a plea to people to follow the guidelines so businesses can stay open.
Health is the number one. Without health, we're not going to be able to do anything.
Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
Some local businesses tell ABC 10 News they will not shut down indoor business on Saturday because they won't be able to survive. The county's public health officer asked the state to reconsider our tier placement in order to keep us in the red. That request was shot down, and now gyms, places of worship, and restaurants will have to move outside. El Cajon's mayor said he hears the struggles of many business owners, and he added police responding to COVID compliance issues will not be a top priority.
A lot of us believe that the government is overreaching in this situation. The county, if this is what the county wants to do, then they're going to have to do the enforcement.
And Supervisor Nathan Fletcher said it's important that the county comes together to fight against COVID-19. As California becomes the second state to cross 1 million coronavirus cases, the U.S. has broken the record for new daily cases 7 times now in the last 9 days. And today there were 150,000 new cases. Hospitalizations are up in 46 states. The CDC now predicts that by the end of Thanksgiving weekend, at least 250,000 Americans will have died from COVID-19.
I said if we did not get control of this, that we could reach 100,000 infections a day, and people thought I was being hyperbolic. And now look what's happening.
New York and New Jersey are implementing 10 p.m. curfews to curb the spread. Chicago is imposing a stay-at-home advisory for the next 30 days.
Tonight, ABC News has announced that Joe Biden has won Arizona, giving him 290 electoral votes. There is still no word from the president about the election. Despite the lack of a concession, though, President-elect Joe Biden is moving forward with his transition process. He's now beginning to fill positions in his administration. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
GOP's support for President Trump seems to be dwindling. Most Republican lawmakers have yet to recognize Joe Biden as the president-elect, but some, slowly but surely, acknowledging his win. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine telling CNN,
Look, I think that we need to consider the former vice president as the president-elect. Joe Biden is the president-elect.
At least 10 Republican senators, including Chuck Grassley of Iowa and James Lankford of Oklahoma, say it's time for Biden to receive classified intelligence briefings as a president-elect normally would.
Do you think that Joe Biden should get access to classified briefings in order to prepare for the transition here?
I would think, especially on the classified briefings, the answer is yes.
If that's not occurring by Friday, I will step in.
Those briefings include crucial national security information. Without them, the Biden transition team also unable to coordinate with the White House coronavirus task force. Still, the president-elect pushing forward, tapping top advisor Ron Klain to be his chief of staff. He led the fight against Ebola under the Obama administration. Meantime, the president hasn't said a word in public in a week, still falsely claiming on Twitter that the election was rigged. The House Republican leader also still casting doubt on the results.
I'll trust the intel community He's not president right now. Don't know if he'll be president January 20th, but whoever is, will get the information.
While many Republicans continue to ignore the fact that Joe Biden is in fact president-elect, the Vatican is not. Pope Francis calling Biden today to congratulate him as he prepares to become America's second ever Roman Catholic president. Rena Roy, ABC News, Wilmington, Delaware.
An Arkansas police officer was killed tonight during an attempt to take in a shooting suspect. The West Helena police chief says officers pulled over an SUV and the passenger started shooting. Authorities say the passenger is wanted in connection to a shooting earlier this month. Local, state, and federal investigators are searching for the gunman and the SUV. A sex offender will be moving to Jacumba Hot Springs next month. Deputies went door to door today, letting neighbors know that Joseph Bachlet will be released December 1st. He will be put in a home along Old Highway 80 under the supervision of Liberty Health Care. Bachlet served time in prison for molesting children from 1976 to 2000.
We are learning more about a plane crash into a Los Angeles neighborhood. The Cessna 172 went down today in Pacoima, slamming into parked cars and starting a fire. The only person on board was the pilot, who died. The FAA says the plane was approaching the runway at nearby Whiteman Airport when it crashed, hit the power lines on the way down. No one else was hurt. No homes were damaged. The cause, though, is under investigation.